Hello, all my beautiful, wonderful people. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm very excited because I am going to be doing a for the first time video. I have been really not watching any TV shows or any movies really. I've kind of just been too busy and I felt like I had watched everything, like especially during quarantine. I feel like that was a time where I really started to watch everything, and then I kind of just followed that trend as much as possible. And then up to like, I guess this year, I've just kind of like, I've gone through all that stuff. So I went through a little bit of like a time where I wasn't watching anything, and very recently, I got these like suggested reels and like posts on Instagram for Modern Family. They were just like clips and like funny quotes from the show, and it was really weird because like no one's ever talked to me about Modern Family. I don't think any of my friends have watched it, and if they have, they haven't talked to me about it, or I just really, really, really don't remember. But I swear, like, there's like no reason for that. That's what I'm trying to say. There was no reason for me to get recommended that type of content. And so I was just like, okay, weird. I think maybe a couple weeks later, I was on Hulu and I was trying to figure out what to watch, and then I saw Modern Family as an option, and I was like, okay, well, I'll see how this goes. And I think I'm on season 5 now. I think I just started season 5. So, I mean, I guess you could say it's going well. Basically, like my other videos, I'm just gonna be telling you my thoughts on the show so far and my thoughts on the characters and just, you know, kind of letting you guys know how I'm feeling and where I'm at in terms of the show Modern Family. First, I want to say that I absolutely loved the way that they did the first episode, like the very end where they show you how all three families are intertwined and like connected in some way. I loved how they did that. Like it was so good. It was so good establishing the separate families, and then at the very end just telling you, oh, and they're related, or oh, they're connected. And then and the next episode just starting off like from there. Because there's so many characters, like integral vital characters in the show, it took me a lot longer than normal to be able to remember all the names and like figure out who's who. So I felt a little unattached to the show at first, because I was like, I still don't know everyone's names like almost into season 3, but I have them down now. So that's the only reason why I'm like okay now with doing this video and being able to tell you what my thoughts are on specific characters, because before I couldn't tell you who was who, or I couldn't remember people's names, but now I got them. So now I'm like, okay, it's time for the video. I think I'm gonna start off with talking about Cam. So Cam, okay, I have to say Isbo, I'm not a fan of. It gives me just like if you know, you know, but it does not give me good vibes. So I really don't like Fizbo, but Cam, I think that he's like how I feel sometimes on the inside. I can be so dramatic and emotional and just like make such a big deal about something, or just be so hurt, and like emotionally I'll feel the way Cam acts, but I won't act like Cam acts. So like he is the manifestation of me internally, but not the manifestation of me externally. Like I keep that side hidden for the most part, and I try to act more neutral, not as emotionally driven, but I mean, sometimes it does come out. Sometimes I am just a little bit of a drama queen, but for the most part, I feel like Cam is just me in my head, and just the level of like drama and emotionalness that he has in him is like me on the inside. Now we are, well, we, right now I'm at the part where Cam and his family is visiting, well, Cam and his um fiance and his daughter are visiting Cam's family on the farm, and so we're getting like farm Cam with a little accent. Is fun. I think that it shows just like such a fun side. Like it just gives him even more character. Not them being on the farm, but just him coming from like a family that grew up on a farm, and like just having that as part of his backstory. I feel like I like that addition to him. And then Mitchell, Cam's right now current fiance, I think that I am less attached to him. I don't know. I'll just say out of that family, out of the three, Cam, Mitchell, and Lily, I would say that Mitchell is the one that I'm the least attached to in that family. Not that I have anything against him. I don't know. I feel like he might be too reflective of me and like my level of rigidity and just like the perfectionist side of me. And I think we're a little bit too similar for me to be like connected to him. I just don't really have a lot to say about Mitchell. But Lily, right now, she is in first grade. And honestly, like, love her. Like, she is so great. I love how the writers have her act like her dads sometimes, like completely like copy what they say. I think that's so funny. And then of course when she's just talking not through the influence of her parents, she's usually always funny, saying something funny, adding like a fun little short bit to the conversation, to the scene. So I just think that her character is so great, especially when it's just the three of them. Like not when it's the whole family, but when it's just the three of them. I think that that is just so fun because I feel like both Cam and Mitchell have their sarcastic, funny side, and she just like embodies both of them and feeds off of both of them, and it makes it like it takes her to the extreme. And I think that it's just so cute, and it's just such a cute family and like dynamic where that sarcastic humor just thrives. I guess I'm going to be going through the subunits. So now I'm going to go to Gloria. So Gloria, I love that she adds the Latin element to the family. I appreciate that, and I just feel like it makes it a little less, I don't want to say Americanized because people in America are not all Caucasian, but I like that she is there and that she provides that diversity. For the most part, I feel like she does, I mean, of course, she has that superficial side, but at the same time, like, she is a kind person and she is really loving and caring. And I think that that is just such good qualities that the writers had to that the writers included for her, because it just gives her so much like warmth and love. Also, Gloria just had her baby, so she is a mother again, a mother of two now. But what else do I want to say on Gloria? I just don't like some of the stereotypes that they do in the show, but I mean, that's not on her, obviously. It's just about her. Then we have Manny, who is Gloria's son. She has two sons now. Um, Manny is Gloria's son. He's very intelligent. He has a weird crush on Haley. I don't like that. And he's artistic and creative. And I feel like he is confident in himself, but also there are situations where he's not confident. So like he has a mixed level of confidence. Jay is another one that I'm not too close with, too connected with. I don't know. I feel like at the beginning, when the show first started and they were really kind of like honing in on the age gap of him and Gloria, I think at that point it was just like they're making too big of a point of the age gap, and I was like, okay, like this is, I don't like this. And now that I feel like it's more focused on just the fact that they are a family, they're together, that Manny sees him as like a father figure now, which is really important. I like the little moments that they had to like specifically show the audience that the bond was happening there between Jay and Manny. I liked those specific moments, but also like throughout the show, they also had like small little bits here and there. But like once it was focused more on the family aspect and less on the age aspect, I think that's when I started to feel less uncomfortable about it and more just like this is a family. Oh, and his kids are Mitchell, who I already talked about, and then Claire, who I have not talked about yet. And he is, I don't know, I feel like it's just that he is older, like significantly older than me. And so I just don't have that connection. Like he drinks and he likes to play golf and he can be pretty grumpy sometimes. Not that that has anything to do with age, but I don't know. I just feel like there's not much that we can connect on, like interest wise or just personality wise, things like that. So I just feel a little bit disconnected from Jay. So I guess that means out of that little family, I'm most connected to Gloria. I love her. She's great. I love Sophia. And now for the third family, we have Claire, which I just said is Jay's daughter. She is, I feel like, how I'm going to be, at least partially, as a wife with my husband. I just feel like that is kind of the energy that I'm gonna have, and then just the dynamic between Claire and her husband. I feel like that's the dynamic I'm also gonna have with my husband. I'm very rigid. I can be very rigid, very structured. Like I said earlier, a perfectionist. Like I have very certain like expectations in my mind, how things should go, how things should look, how things should be. And I can be controlling and just really want to make everything how I want it to be. So that is Claire as well. And so that's why I feel like we're kind of the same person. And her husband Phil, he's great. He's very, very goofy and just like fun and child. Like he's a child at heart. Is that the phrase? He's a child at heart. And he can be very like free, just easygoing, kind of go with the flow. He's a realtor, and I think that he's just like a fun person. I don't think he's just a fun dad, but he brings, life and energy and fun to Claire's life and then also to the wider family. just him being there, like he can sometimes be the life of the party, for a lack of better terms. He will be there to just provide that comic relief or just something positive. That's what Phil usually adds. And then also though, recently they've been having Phil have moments where he is like quote unquote Claire and he's being tough, which I really like those moments also because I think that it shows not only that he can like care to the point where it does affect him, like where he can't just brush it off, be like it's all gonna be okay, but where he cares enough to like become serious about something and actually, try to rectify the situation or get a control of the situation on his own without needing Claire. And then I also feel like it just shows his love for Claire because he's doing it instead of having her do it. He's having, he's getting control of a situation or rectifying a situation instead of having Claire do it because he knows that she has a lot on her plate or that um, she just can't for whatever the reason might be. I think that Luke, Claire, and Phil's son is the most like Phil. Luke is the most like Phil. Sorry, I paused because I forgot who I said first. So then I was like, did I say Phil? So that means that Luke is like Phil. Or did I say Luke, which means that Phil is like Luke? Anyways, I think that Luke and Phil are very like matched. They're very equal. And I think that at the beginning, when Luke was younger, that was just, when the scenes that they were in, you knew it was going to be something fun. Right now, Luke just started high school, so things definitely shift. I think that the shift between season 4 and season 5 was just the biggest and most dramatic one. But before, when Luke was younger, him and Phil were just always having fun and like just matching each other's energy. And it was always fun to have a scene with them. What I don't like about Luke and his older sister, Haley, is that they are made to not be super smart. I don't like that. I feel like, there's other ways for making a character funny. They don't have to not have like high intelligence. They can have high intelligence and still be funny. I just don't like when shows make someone not appear smart just because it provides some sort of comedy to the show. But Haley is the oldest of Claire and Phil's children. They have 3 kids. So Haley is the oldest and she's been dating this guy Dylan on and off for the whole time. I'm pretty sure they are going to get back together right now. He came back after not being there for a while. He came back and then they were like gonna make plans and then they both were busy. So then they're like, oh, okay, I guess another time. And then they separated, they parted ways. So I don't know what's gonna happen with them right now, but she's been dating Dylan for a while. She's had other boyfriends. Some like scary concerning boyfriends. And she went to college and then she got kicked out of college, which I was kind of like, I was assuming it was going to happen because it's hard to have a character not in with the rest of the family. So I was like, I have a feeling they're going to get her out of school somehow. But I was really hoping that they would not. Like, I was hoping that they would keep her there, she would learn, and it would just be a good experience for her. But then they had her kicked out, and now she's back at home. So yeah, that's Haley for right now. The last sibling, the middle child, is Alex, and she's the smart. That was a very loud plane. Alex is the very intelligent one who is always reading or doing homework, doing some type of like intellectual educational activity. She's at school a lot. She went through this phase where she was friends, I guess, with this girl who was like very emo. And then one day when that friend was at Alex's house, they were gonna get their haircuts by each other, and then Claire stepped in and accidentally cut the other girl's hair off. And then Alex was like, "Thank you for getting rid of my friend." So I don't really know what that was about. If I had to pick any of the three kids I am most like, I'd probably say it would be Alex, but I don't feel like I'm completely 100% Alex. Okay, if we have like Jay as the top, so then we have the grandkids. Out of all the grandkids, I would say Lily is my favorite because of just her being funny. Um, and then Alex is the one that I'm most like. And then if we have Jay's kids, shoot, how do we, okay. So we're gonna have Jay as a first generation, and then we're gonna have all the other adults as second generation. They're gonna have the kids as a third generation. Okay, so I already talked about the third generation. So second generation, and I already told you I don't really like have any feelings towards Jay, so Jay is just there. So second generation, um, Gloria and Cam might be my favorite, and they're dynamic too. Like their dynamic is great. So Gloria and Cam are definitely probably my favorites, and then Claire is the one that I most like. And Phil, I feel bad for not including Phil in that. He's just definitely right underneath Cam and Gloria. Right now, Mitch and Cam are planning their wedding because oh, that that episode where they were talking about gay marriage being legalized, like that was amazing. And the proposal and how it all went down, like at the end they just were like together alone changing a tire, and they both kneeled down to help with the tire, and they realized like they're both kneeling down, and they didn't even say anything. They just said yes to each other. Like that was just so cute. So right now they're planning their wedding, and I'm happy. I can't wait for that wedding. This show though, like there are so many characters, like one one episode characters or just a few episode characters that I recognize from other shows. And I don't know, this show specifically, it's just like there's so many people that I know from other of their projects, and I'm just like, this is so weird. Like I know you as this character. What are you doing here? And I think it's so funny every time there's an episode where someone that I know from some other series comes, because then it's just like a weird crossing of two worlds. But I don't know. Is this show for you guys also one where there's just so many people that you recognize from other shows? Because in like I'm thinking The Fosters or Switched at Birth or even Criminal Minds, where there's like a new person every episode. I swear, like there's not that much crossover between shows that I've watched and then this show. So I don't know what it is, but it's really weird when people that I recognize are in episodes. Sarah, I know her from a Disney Channel, from being in Geek. I know her from being in Geek Charming, which I love that movie. It's so cute. And oh my gosh, when her co-star from Geek Charming was in the one of the episodes in Modern Family, I was so excited and so happy, and I was just like, this is so cute. Like, how soon before or after Geek Charming happened or was filmed did this happen? Like, was this some type of like advertisement or something? I was just, I was so happy when I saw the two of them together, and they were like love interests in the show too. So I was just like, I was so happy. I was loving that episode. I do really, really love the way that the show is structured, where it's like an interview, like they'll pop in between interview and then like just following the family around. I like when they do the sit down interview portions, and I like when they end with like a little message to wrap everything up. Like they start with like, what is family? And then at the end, they're like, I guess family is blah, 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 blah. And I love when they do the little wrap up. Like that's just so satisfying for me. I think I will stop there. I just started season 5, so I'm still pretty new because there's 11 seasons. So, like not even halfway or barely halfway. But thank you so much for sitting, standing, whatever you're doing, and listening or watching me for this week's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please let me know your favorite characters, your favorite scenes, your favorite um I don't know, guest stars. There's a lot of guest stars. There's a lot of guest stars. Ugh, some of them I was really happy to see. And I don't know what else. Your favorite scenes, your favorite two pairs or three pairs. Like I said, I like Gloria and Cam. So tell me who your favorite pairs are. And just let me know whatever you want to tell me about this show. But I'm only on season 5, so please do not spoil things for me. That is all that I ask. Or if you do, just put like a little spoiler alert thing, and so I won't read it. Oh, put spoiler alert and then put like what season it's in. So then I'll know when I can and can't read it. But that is it for this week's video. I will see you all next week. I hope that you have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month, an amazing year, and an amazing life.